Hello student, good morning to all. This is the continuity of your revision chapter number 1, recombinant DNA technology. Once again, I welcome to you in this class, and I hope that you all have viewed the video which is uploaded today. So continuity to that, I am going to devise the contains tools of biotechnology, that is the recombinant DNA technology. So going to ahead, there are various tools applied, that is the enzymes which I have been study covered. Now the second number is cloning vectors. So let us see the cloning vector. Cloning vectors are the device, it is the things which helps to transport the DNA from one organism to or another organism. Cloning vector itself is a DNA molecule. It is itself a DNA molecule. Therefore, we call it vehicle DNA or carrier of the DNA. Vehicle DNA means with the help of these cloning vector or simply vector, DNA from one organism is taken to be insert in the another host. Therefore, we call it the carrier of DNA or vector of the DNA. So, this cloning vector must have certain properties. It must have certain properties. The properties which is applicable to all the cloning vectors, number one is ORIism, that is called the origin of replication. Replication is a process of making the duplicate copy on the DNA strand or DNA template. So each cloning vector or simply vector must have origin of replication. It means from that place replication will be started. So there are two kinds of organism. One will be called the prokaryotic and second one is called the eukaryotic. So in the case of prokaryotic organism, the origin of replication is single. Only one origin of replication is there. There is no way to start the DNA replication from anywhere. There is only one side. But in the eukaryote case, there are more than one replication site, that is ORIism, origin of replication. Now, second feature of vector is selectable marker, selectable gene or selectable DNA. Normally we are using the marker pen. The marker pen is used to highlight the points so that we can easily understand that this is the main point I am adding more important things. Similarly, selectable markers are the DNA sequences which is responsible to express certain traits when it is inserted to the host cell. Upon insertion, the selectable marker definitely represent the traits which they have. For example, if we are going to the plasmid PBR322, so PBR322 has selectable marker that is called tetracycline resistant gene or DNA and ampicillin resistant. So these two are the selectable marker or the selectable gene. When these two were introduced in another host, so there they express their properties which they possess, and upon insertion, upon entry of this selectable marker, they distinguish between the transformant and non-transformant host cell. So transformant means those host cell which have the selectable marker gene or the DNA itself, and non-transformant it does not have. It means they do not show the properties of the selectable marker. Now next is the cloning sites. There should be the point where restriction endonucleases will work. So restriction endonucleases function is to cut down the DNA fragment. So there is an example. I'm just saying the example. TSP first and PVU first. These two is the site and it is present in the ampicillin resistant gene or region. It means ampicillin resistant region is containing two recognition sites. It means this is the 2 point where restriction endonucleases can work and it cut the DNA. Next, power to replicate and easy to transfer. The vector have properties to power of replication. Upon insertion to the host cell or any other bacterial cells, when it is inserted, they must show the power of replication. I told you what the meaning of replication. Replication is the power to make the DNA copies from the DNA strand. So it must have the power to replicate and easy to transfer. It must be very convenient to handle. It is very convenient to transfer into the suitable host cell. So this is the properties of all the vectors, just like I told you. Now the cloning vectors. First one is the plasmid. Plasmids are found in the bacterial cells. It is an extra chromosomal genetic material apart from the DNA of the bacterial cell. The term plasmid was discovered by Liederberg, and these plasmids, along with their genetic makeup that we call the chromosome, have the power of replication. It provides resistant property to the bacterial cell. So most of the bacteria which having the resistant power, it is behalf of the plasmid. Most common plasmid which is used in the genetic engineering is PBr332 and TI plasmid. PBr322 stands for P stands for plasmid, B for Bolivar, R for Rodriguez, and 322 is the order of sequence which has been isolated or discovered. So the properties of the plasmid PBr322 is it have Weyl region, selectable marker, sub-replication power, and recognition site or restriction sites. Now come to the second plasmid, that we call the TI plasmid. T stands for tumor, I stands for inducing. So this plasmid is tumor inducing plasmid because they have their own DNA that we call tDNA, transfer DNA or tumor inducing DNA. It is called natural genetic engineer. The question is, what do you mean by natural genetic engineer? So natural genetic engineer means those DNA which naturally transfer to the host cell and they convert their genotype or their genetic makeup without the effort of the human being. So TI plasmid is considered as natural genetic engineer. Apart from that TI plasmid, I would like to share retroviruses group. Retroviruses are category of viruses which have reverse transcriptase enzyme in that, and they do not follow the central dogma of molecular biology. Already I told in the previous video what are the central dogma. Central dogma is the